Have you ever met someone, shaken their hand, heard their name clearly, and then forgotten it almost immediately? It feels awkward, sometimes even embarrassing. But psychology says forgetting names doesn't always mean you have a bad memory. In fact, the human brain was never designed to prioritize names the way people think. Names are strange to the mind. They're usually random sounds without emotional meaning attached to them. Your brain naturally remembers information that feels useful, emotional, or connected to survival. That's why you may easily remember someone's face, their personality, their job, or the way they made you feel, while completely forgetting the word attached to them. Because to the brain, a name often feels meaningless at first. But there's another reason this happens. Most introductions occur while your mind is distracted. You're thinking about your appearance, what to say next, whether you're making a good impression. So while the other person says their name, your attention is already somewhere else. And if attention is weak in that moment, memory becomes weak too. Psychologists describe this as failed encoding. The information was never fully stored in the first place. And interestingly, the brain is naturally much better at remembering faces than names. Humans evolved to recognize faces for survival long before modern language became complex. In fact, your brain has specialized systems dedicated to facial recognition. That's why you can randomly recognize someone years later while still forgetting their name seconds after hearing it. But overthinking can also play a role. People with constantly active minds often struggle more with name recall. Not because they're unintelligent, but because their thoughts compete for mental space. Too many internal conversations create cognitive overload, and when the brain becomes overloaded, small details disappear quickly. There's also one final reason. Memory works through association. The brain remembers information better when it connects to something familiar. But names are usually introduced too quickly for the brain to build a connection. No story, no image, no emotional link. So the brain treats the name like temporary information and quietly deletes it. Which means forgetting names isn't always carelessness. Sometimes it's simply the way the human mind filters information. Because the brain doesn't remember everything equally. It remembers what feels meaningful.